as anybody in the country. I really respect Coach Bird for what he's accomplished and what he does with his teams and how they play. They play tough. They play the right way. They compete. They're unselfish. They seem like really good guys. So to get a split with them, losing at home and home, both winning at home, I think that's a good team win for us. But really happy with the effort we played with. We got a little better. Offensively, we've been pretty efficient. Defensively, we have to continue to improve. But they're a very difficult team to guard, and they're a very difficult team to get good shots against because they're just tough and they're smart. So I was really pleased with the effort with our guys played with.
Greg, when you look at the defensive numbers, second half, you look at a 3 for 12 for Belmont from three-point range, and they're so hard to guard because they have so many shooters. How pleased are you with that you were able to hold them down?
Really pleased, Todd. And the biggest thing we talked about, they had 7 threes at half, I think, and we said they score 40% of their points from there. They really want those, and they're good at them. But they got guys that can drive. So you saw us get beat dribbling on the dribble drive. You saw us probably foul too much. That's the one thing we can really change. But we wanted to make them have to beat us doing something other than catching and shooting threes. So the guys in the second half did a really good job of fighting it, and they're hard to guard. Bradshaw and Chamberlain taking it off the dribble, attacking our guys. They isolated mismatches, that they liked. So they were doing all they needed to do, believe me. But we did just enough to hang on to win.
They never got J.J. Mann going, who was dangerous player, was dangerous in the second half down in Nashville. What were you able to do to take him away in this game?
We just didn't help from him, and I think when he got, I'm not sure what he got here. He got one early in transition when Manny had scored a basket and we didn't get matched up on the way back. But you can't leave him at all, and you got to guard him 5 feet outside the 3-point line, fight his catch and arrive on the catch and make him have to bounce it because he's so good, and he's really good putting a shot fake, putting it on the floor. So obviously he was a focal point of us, and we did a much better job. I know Manny was on him a majority of the time, and he did a terrific job.
When Jake looks to score, this team could be really dangerous, and he did today. Just talk about his. He also had 7 assists, but he really kind of took control of that game. About the 10-minute mark, and really it was your game from that point on.
25 points, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 block, 4 steals. It's a heck of a line, but that's Jake Odom. He's as gutsy and as tough competitor. We didn't let him practice yesterday because he's so beat up. He's got a lot of ailments wrong with him, so we got to really watch him and rest him. But he does what the game dictates, and he's doing it. I think we've talked about it, and we watched some film together. He was over dribbling at some, and he was overthinking a little bit too much in some of the games when people were switching up how they're guarding him in the ball screens. In the first half, he's got 5 assists, no turnovers. He's picking them apart a little bit. In the second half, in a tough battle, he wanted to get to the free throw line. He got there 11 times. So that's usually what Jake does. He does what the game dictates, and obviously with 7 assists, he's very unselfish.
He said yesterday that he also mentioned that. He said he was kind of overthinking things and wasn't relying on his basketball instincts a little bit. Is that, do you kind of have to ride his instincts because they're so good?
I will, every day of the week. And, he and I talked about it, and I probably, with everybody, I was probably a little bit too negative because I just didn't feel like we were playing as well as we needed to. So I tried to be more positive today with some of the guys especially. But Jake, in the first part of the season, where people would go underneath ball screens or hedge ball screens, he would just destroy it. He would take whatever they did and he would attack it the right way. The first semester, I think, or the first half of the year, he was over dribbling a little bit, not giving it up as quick as he needs to. And he makes the right decision more often than not, that's for sure. And to be able to go up and knock down 10 for 11 from the line and get 4 steals, it's a pretty complete game.
Demetrius Moore, continues to develop. How happy are you with where he's at? Going into the Valley season, they have 4 turnovers, but a couple of those were questionable. But he seems to be in a pretty solid role.
He's really skilled. He can score around the basket. Just got to get him to coming out at halftime a little better. I'll lock in on that warm up for 4 or 5 minutes and really get a sweat going and get moving and doing those things because he hasn't started the second half very well. That's kind of where he makes some of his mistakes. But he's certainly trying hard. And again, this is a guy that hasn't played for a couple of years, so he's improving all the time. His conditioning's improving. He's really unselfish, and as he continues to prosper around there, with Gant being around the basket and then the guys coming off the bench, it makes him a pretty formidable duo.
I know you have things to work on, but 9-3 going into the Valley season. Where do you put that at right now?
After that one, I feel a lot better. You know, I really did. We've all kind of felt like, and I think even our fans and you know, the media or whoever, we're all like, hey, you know, we're just not playing very good. But that's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I felt. I think we are a team that if we just can play hard all the time, we're a lot better. We're not a team just going to out talent everybody. We have to have everybody just competing like crazy and working. I thought we had too many periods of play, longer periods of play, where we just weren't competing as hard as the other team. And we put on the bottom of every scouting report, we play harder than they do for 40-plus minutes, and that's got to be our MO, and I thought we did it. You know, it's hard to play harder than Belmont, but I think both teams played extremely hard and competed.
Where does this, where do you know, what are the Valley expectations for this team? I mean, where do you put that?
We just got to get ready to play Loyola on Wednesday. You know, I'm not going to look too far ahead. You know, we respect the teams in our league and the coaches in our league way too much. We're not going to think about anything, be happy about today because we beat a really good team. We got to get ready for Loyola coming in here on Wednesday.
Christian with the nod today and kind of provided a little spark off the get-go. He played well. Was that as well as he played against Belmont last time? Was that just decision there?
Well, it was just a coaching decision, basically. There was nothing Manny did at all. It was just kind of he lives with Demetrius. Demetrius's family was here. They came and got him early. So Manny didn't quite get woken up as quick as he needed to, and it was a minute or two late, and it just you know, that's what you do. Manny understood it. Christian stepped right in his role, did a great job, and I'm not upset about any of it.
With the job Manny did on man, and then 14 of his own, I think his great performance today kind of under the radar.
He really did, and Manny is a really good man-to-man defender. If we get to continue to when he's off the ball a little bit, to be a little bit better, and on ball screens a little better, but he can lock in on a guy and really guard him, and I thought he did a great job against a tremendous player today, and he uses his length well. He got a piece of a couple of those shots, and he's in a stance, and he's locked, and he's fighting. I think he had some, where's he at? And he had 5 defensive rebounds. If he averages 6 rebounds and helps us on that end, that's such a huge help to the finish of our defense.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.